Welcome out this evening, everyone, to the Tennessee National Raceway. In cooperation with THR Productions, we bringing you Track Talk. We've got our sponsors. Definitely want to get our sponsors in for our racetrack. We got 412 Market right across the road from the racetrack. TNT Auto Body, TNK Auto Repair, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, RockAuto.com, Commodore Hotel, Advantage Cut Lawn Care with one of our guests here today, Mr. Jason Hubble, Cherry Photography, and again, in cooperation with THR Productions, we bring you Track Talk here at the Tennessee National Raceway. This evening I've got with me the Advantage Cut Lawn Care man, Mr. Jason Hubble, and also the driver of the number 54 Columbia Radiator in our mini stocks, Crazy Craig Pedrick, sitting here beside me today. Craig, we're going to start with you. We've got the starting of our summer shootout series in our mini stocks starting this evening here at the Tennessee National Raceway. Just kind of give us a little heads up of what's going to be going on out here and what your plans are for this evening.
Well, I hope we have some real good racing, and I hope to be out front.
Like all racers do, I'm sure. But Craig, I think you've taken the last, 4 races here, 4 feature events here at Tennessee National Raceway, and you got one of your competitors sitting beside us, Mr. Jason Hubble, who does not, I'm understanding, does not have his car here tonight for the Summer Shootout Series in our mini stock class. But you got Mr. Clay Collette that's right on you every week, and he's trying to find his best way to get up to you and get around you.
Yeah, old Clay, he's pretty good. He's a good guy. I like old Clay. We get along real good and everything. He'll get it figured out eventually, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get around me sometime or another.
That's Craig Pedrick here with us, the driver of the number 54 mini stock here at Tennessee National Raceway. Jason, now let's get to the deal with you. You had a sharp-looking car out here, and then right here before we went on, I hear that you may be getting rid of that car.
Yeah, we run it, I think 2 times. Worked on it all winter, getting it built, and got it done, and brought it out 2 weeks, and it was pretty good, handled pretty good, and opened my mouth over the weekend and said I'd like to sell if anybody wanted it, and by Wednesday I already pretty much got it sold, and guys supposed to be coming to pick it up this week, so we're going to be looking at changing over to something else, I guess.
Well, you had an actual car that come in here from, I believe it was Missouri. One of your older cars that a racer come in here, 2 or 3, 4 weeks ago maybe, and just kind of practiced for this summer shootout series. And I was under the understanding that was one of your old cars.
Yes, sir. It was our old car that we got back in 2010 from Greg Love. We kept it up until this past winter and sold it. And he didn't have nowhere to race and decided he was just going to come over to Tennessee National and took the 6-hour trip. Ended up taking a feature home with him. So I'm not sure if he's going to be here tonight, but it's a pretty good chance.
And if he's here tonight, Mr. Craig Pedrick, what are we going to see? Was you not here that weekend?
Yeah, I kind of got messed up a little bit. That's what we'll say.
A true race driver. He's been as honest as he can, folks. Really, Craig and Jason both. The Summer Shootout Series starts tonight. $700 to the winner in this first race. $700 for a second through 4 races of this, and $700 for a mini stock driver. And I'll get both of you answers on this. What does $700 mean to a mini stock owner, car owner, driver?
A lot.
It means a lot to Craig. Now, what about you, Jason?
It's a good chunk of money to take home with you compared to normally it's anywhere between $200 and $250 for a normal night. So it's more than double the pay, and it makes somebody proud to be taking home tonight, especially when you got a good field of cars like it's going to be here.
And again, we've got 4 of those races coming up, tonight being the first of the 4-race summer shootout. You guys will be qualifying tonight. That's something that you usually don't see at dirt tracks, mini stock qualifying. What's the difference in a qualifying and I want both of you's reaction to this. What's the difference in qualifying an actual car and the actual heat race that you would normally race?
I like the qualifying better, to be honest about it. I don't like the invert, but I like the qualifying a lot. It doesn't change any difference for me either way. I mean, I'm still going to go as fast as I can.
And how about you, Jason, being a driver yourself? What's the difference? Would you prefer the qualifying or do you prefer the heat race?
Qualifying is always better in my opinion. It saves a little bit of wear and tear on the car. But the only bad part is you only got 2 laps, and compared to an 8-lap heat race. And so you got to make 2 good, perfect laps, and if you don't, it can put you, in the back of the pack. And then, especially tonight with the invert, you're going to, redraw the 6 cars and see how they line up. They could line up the same or it could line up a lot different, but it ought to make for a lot better feature racing.
And you were talking about the invert, you and Craig both talking about the invert. Last week started our summer shootout series for our E-Mod class. Jason Clayton, of course, had the fastest time last week, and when he come up to draw the pills, he drew a 5. And just to letting the fans know of what that means, when he drew a 5, that means instead of starting first, having the quickest time, he went to 5th. And then the 5th quickest started on the pole and in the actual feature race. So that's exactly what you were talking about, Craig. Let's say you set fast speed tonight and come up here and draw a 6. How's that gonna feel?
Feels like I'm gonna start 6.
Feels like you're gonna have a few more cars to pass. And
Yeah.
Jason, let's say you were out there in the car tonight and racing, and let's say you qualified actual 6th place. Then how would you feel about it when Craig comes up here and draws the number 6?
Well, it'd be a good thing to know that you're going to go to the front, after a decent qualifying run. But at the same time, you know that there's 5 other fast cars that got inverted with you, and there's a good chance that whoever, wherever the pole man starts, he's going to get right back up there with you. So it's going to be in the back of your mind after the race starts that he's probably going to be making his way up through there pretty quick.
All right, and again, that doesn't mean you're going to draw, or whoever sits on, pulls the fastest time. That does not mean they're going to automatically go to 6. They do have to draw pills, and it'll be a 1 through 6. And let's say you draw 1, then all you're changing is 1 spot.
That'd be
So
great.
you still be on the front row.
That'd be great.
Well, again, we're starting our summer shootout series here at the Tennessee National Raceway this evening. I want to thank our fine sponsors one more time. 412 Market right across the road here in Cornwall. And TNT Auto Body, 10K Auto Repair, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, RockAuto.com, the Commodore Hotel, Advantage Cut and Lawn Care Service. Again, owner Mr. Jason Hubble, one of our guests here this evening on Track Talk, Cherry Photography, and again, all cooperation with THR Productions bringing this Track Talk to you. Guys, I'm going to let you kind of talk it out for 1 second. I'm going to hand the microphone to Craig. Tell me what a driver's discussion would be. Let's say right after hot laps, you guys go out and both of you, feel a few things different with your car. Kind of tell me what your talk would be in the pits, because I know, it's the Tennessee National Raceway, fast action, family attraction. You guys back in the pits are just like family too. I know you kind of, you get irritated with each other every now and then on the track. But when it's all said and done, you guys try to help each other all you can, to make each other better. And it does. It helps you and it helps our fans as well getting to see a good race. So I'm going to hand the mic to you, Craig, and I just want you and Jason to kind of give us a talk. Because a lot of us, like me and Mr. Steven that's manning the camera, a lot of us are just fans. We sit here and watch it. We don't know what goes on a lot in the pits. We don't know what goes on the track as well as you guys do. Let's say you went out and hot lap, and Craig, you found something wrong with your car that Jason was doing good in his in that one area. Let's say turns 3 and 4. You were good in 1 and 2. Just give us an example of what you guys would be talking about.
Well, you just kind of get the opinion, on what the other things you might need to do and a little bit of advice. Sometimes it can be hard on what exactly to change, because everybody's driving style is a little bit different and everybody runs a little bit different setup, in every class, whether it be mini stocks or late model. So, one person may drive in a little bit different than the other. So sometimes you got to take what they say carefully, because if they drive different than you do and you do exactly what they do, it's not going to work the same as it would for, somebody else.
It's about like Jason says. I mean, I could get in Jason's car and probably couldn't drive it at all, and he could get mine and probably couldn't drive it. Different setups for different drivers. I mean, like you said, some people go in the corner a lot deeper. people getting the gas in different points at the corner and everything like that. It's basically just depending on the driver. I mean, you could let a little air out, or you could change, put a round in the right rear, or put a round in the left rear, and just, you know, try to help the car wherever you thought it needed help at.
And you say that, I know you know what you're talking about your car. You say that you're going to put a round in the rear, and the folks that watch NASCAR racing or whatever racing on TV, they hear that same thing. What does that actually do? Just kind of help us out. When you talk about putting a round in the right or a round in the left, tell me what that's going to do to you going through 3 and 4.
Well, it'll change if you are, say you're loose coming off turn forward. You can put a round in the left rear, and it'll raise the spring pressure up, and it'll give the car more body coming off, and it could help you from not being so loose coming off the corner.
And Jason, he mentioned something about maybe letting some air out of the tire, adding a little bit of air. You know, a lot of us that know something about racing, we may know a little bit about what he's talking about, but tell me what that's going to do. Let's say you make a suggestion to your guys that's helping you in the crew. Let's say you're tight coming off a 4, and you're going to do the air pressure. Tell me what you're going to actually do, and tell me what difference that's going to make.
It just depends, you know, if the track's dry, you know, really dry, it depends on, you know, some people, you know, raise it up to keep it from chewing on the tire so bad. And some, you know, some people when it's wet, they lower it down a little bit. It just depends on how the track is. Sometimes you may have a corner that's wet going in, and then, you know, black coming off, you know, where it's done got slick. So it's real hard to adjust sometimes to make it equal up for the way you go in, to make it correct itself and come back off. And you may get the pressure right, but at the same time, it may, you know, be a little bit off, and you got to use your brake, and it's a lot of foot control when it comes to coming off the corners after it gets slick.
You guys talking about slick, I usually ask drivers this. Say, do you rather have a fast, slick track, or do you rather have, and we'll ask you this question first, Craig, do you rather have a dry track, or do you rather have a kind of a wet, slick track?
I prefer a dry track myself. I just like it more.
Not dusty, but dry?
Either way.
Either way you like it. And how about you, Jason?
I tend to like it a little bit more tacky, as long as it's not really rough, you know, and chewed up real bad. If you get a good cushion on top, or get a lot of the, you know, loose dirt pushed up top, and get a good track surface, it can have a lot of good grip, and, you know, can make the top and bottom a lot more racy. And it, you know, not as much dust, but sometimes it can be just as fun either way.
And I kind of expected that.
That's because he runs a big motor.
It's always a bigger motor or something that's going to beat you, isn't it, Craig? And I kind of expected that because the owner of the track, Mr. Bill Hibbets, and myself was having this same conversation, guys, just a little bit earlier. We were watching them pack down our track here at the Tennessee National Raceway. And while we were watching them back it down, Bill and I got talking about, yeah, one driver wants it wet and the other one wants it dry, and usually they're on each side of you. And a perfect example right there, what you guys just said. Again, this is Track Talk here at the Tennessee National Raceway, brought to you by 412 Market, TNT Auto Body, 10K Auto Repair, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, RockAuto.com, Commodore Hotel, Advantage Cut and Lawn Care Service, Cherry Photography, and THR Production. Again, the start of our summer shootout series in our mini stock class here this evening at the Tennessee National Raceway, where Mr. Jason Hubble and his Advantage Cut and Lawn Care Service has put up an additional $50. Tell us what that $50 is going for, Jason.
The $50 to go to the fast qualifier out of all the cars after qualifying's over with the pole position. Even if he does, you know, redraw an invert and start somewhere different, he's still qualified to pole, so he'll get the $50 bonus for getting fast time.
So that's an opportunity for you to make $750 this evening.
Yeah, I need the $50.
He already wants it. Ladies and gentlemen, again, that's Track Talk here at Tennessee National Raceway, brought to you in cooperation with THR Productions and the Tennessee National Raceway. And again, summer shootout series for the mini stock starts here this evening. And until these guys get out on the track, or Craig, especially you, when you can get you another car, Jason, till you guys get out on the track. Craig, we wish you the best of luck this evening. We wish you the best of luck this season here at the Tennessee National Raceway. Enjoy watching you race. Enjoy watching you push that yellow and white number 54 mini stock, sponsored by Columbia Radiator, around this track. Until next week, this is Track Talk here at the Tennessee National Raceway. Godspeed.